In this lesson, we're going to talk about interest and interest rates. Interest is the cost that a borrower pays to a lender for the use of their funds. When people talk about an interest rate, they usually are referring to what we call the nominal rate. The nominal rate is the named rate or the quoted rate, which we typically hear referred to as the APR or the annual percentage rate. The nominal rate is actually made up of three different factors. The first factor is the real rate of interest. The real rate of interest is the interest rate which a lender needs to earn in order for them to defer consumption of their own funds. In other words, it's the amount that they want to be compensated for a risk-free investment when they're loaning out their money. The second factor in the composition of the nominal interest rate is inflation. Inflation needs to be factored into the interest rate because it reduces the purchasing power of a dollar over time. So in order for the lender to maintain the same purchasing power in the future when they are repaid that they have when they loan the money out, the expected inflation rate needs to be added in to the interest rate. And finally, the third factor that goes into interest rates are risk premiums. Risk premiums can be comprised of a variety of things. The risk of the borrower defaulting on the loan, the risk of interest rates drastically changing so that when the loan is repaid, the amount that is paid back is going to be reinvested at perhaps an even lower rate. There's prepayment risk, and that's the risk of the borrower repaying the loan early. There's legislative risk, and that's the risk that maybe the laws will change and the lender may be adversely affected by not having the use of their funds. And then some lenders incur what's called liquidity risk, and that's the inability for them to maybe sell the loan to another investor and recoup their cash. So interest rate is the combination of the real rate of interest, which is the cost to use funds and what the lender charges to defer the consumption of their own funds, plus inflation or the expected inflation rate, and plus the risk factors or risk premiums that might be added to the rate to compensate for the additional risk that the lender is taking.